morning and welcome to round 7 of the HSO Gold Star series. We try to find the most all-round driver here at HSO, and tonight we'll be driving the Jaguars around Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. And with me in the booth tonight I have Alberto Ibañez. Good evening, Alberto.
Good evening, everybody. Pleased to be here as usual.
Pardon me as I just try to double check I have everything set up. Okay. And yeah, we're here at Spa-Francorchamps, of course. I just bring that up for us. The 1991 layout with the bus stop chicane instead of the modern sort of more S-like chicane, and the XJR 15 Jaguars, which we saw at Silverstone earlier in the year, and which provided some great racing. And while we wait for the warm-up to be done here, qualifying has just finished a few minutes ago, let's look at the points, where Austin Johnson leads on 40 points. David Yates lies second on 32, and then there's a whole heap of drivers on 12, with a shared third for at least 3 in the form of Richard Coxon, David Junt and Pascal Mikola. By the looks of things, it's more or less a 2-horse race, this. So I just try to get everything sorted. We also have a few other races coming up, with the Timaru Trophy in the New Zealand Touring Car Championship, which will be run on Wednesday this coming week, October 24th. And there is actually one 3 car for that event, in the form of the Holden Commodore VK, a very well-rounded car. One of the more engine-strong cars, but very, very good all-round, to be perfectly honest. And Timaru is sort of a somewhat smaller track, but hopefully the racing will be very good there. And we also have the Can-Am Championship, the final round of that, the 1971 version of the Can-Ams, coming to you from Riverside this coming Sunday on October 28th, where I don't think the championship is quite sewn up yet, so everything is still to play for, although Yves Placé has a very good chance at securing the championship if he gets a good to decent finish over there. Let's see if I can bring us up to a more current situation here. There we go, I believe. Oh dear. My apologies, I haven't quite sorted everything out yet. So please give me just a moment. As I try to sort
So warm-up's over now, and Austin Johnson, who had not been able to score a lap during qualifying, has now made an impressive 2.32, almost that 2000s, only over the 2.32, which is an incredible time and almost 1 full second quicker than the next guy, who had been so far, I believe it was David Jacks, no, more than a second. And well, that doesn't bode well for David Jacks in this case, because trying to keep behind Austin Johnson, behind a guy who is capable of such a pace, is certainly not going to be easy at all.
That's definitely the case, as I
brings. Because this is a mode where, well, as it actually happened in the real cars, tire degradation plays a huge role, especially with the rear tires, because for these cars they were made out of the mold of an Ferrari F40, which means that the tires didn't suit the car too well, and because of that it suffered a lot of degradation, making it very hairy to drive.
Okay, so I unfortunately didn't have time to do that, so I wonder if we should quickly restart. Sorry to cut you off. I'm still trying to sort out everything admin side. Yeah, I'm working on it, Come on. It's okay.
Yes, we need to restart, sorting out the grid, because I was explaining before, Austin Johnson wasn't able to score a lap. And now we have to reconfigure the whole grid, because of course the game doesn't think that he actually did a qualifying lap, but we're taking into account the one that he did during warm-up to set his grid position.
Where did that put him?
Apologizes for this, will be right in a moment.
Pardon for the delay, everyone. That was a bit more of a hassle than it should have been, but finally we managed to sort everyone out, I think. As we now have Austin Johnson on pole. As per the time he's set in warm-up. With David Yates in second, Yves Placé in third, Matthias Weber in fourth, Johan Bos in fourth, Matthias Weber in fifth, sixth for Jason Whitehead, seventh for Martin Vassina, eighth for Steve Parker, 9th for Michal Janak, and rounding out the top 10 is Peter Lavac. So everyone wants to get going, but we have a rolling start. 11th for Mick Chapman, 12th for Dave Miller, 13th for Jason White, and 14th for Gerard Rion. 15th for Bruno Chacon, and rounding out the grid of 16 is Raoul Jereb. And hopefully everyone will be able to make their way around this opening lap of warm-up. And then we'll have 11 home laps to enjoy. And, what do you think, Alberto? How close will the racing be?
Well, if we have to tell by what happened at Silverstone, then Austin Johnson is going to disappear into the horizon and leave almost everybody standing, wishing they can fight for at least a second place. But we'll see. I mean, this is a hard track. The cars are at very high speeds here, and anything can happen, especially when the tire degradation kicks in.
That's certainly true. So I'll just have a quick look at settings. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty spread out. It should be closer.
Well, ask them to close up after Stavlo, I think. Should be good for them to close, bunch up the way to Blanchard and the bus stop.
The pop-up lights up. Maybe he's trying to impress someone.
Very possible. It's definitely a good look to have those pop-up headlights up. I believe he's the only one who actually has the lights up. No, we have Raoul Jereb also has his pop-up headlights on. Okay, so hopefully everyone will be bunching up here. Have them all coming into the bus stop now. It's a bit troublesome that it's a one lane part of the track. Looks like everyone is fairly closed up anyway, as we have everyone coming across the line, and we have a green flag, and it looks like Austin Johnson has been swamped and he has a bit of trouble getting the car stopped down into the bus, into La Source. A big loose moment coming off. Looks like everyone survives without too much trouble, although Jason White looks like he's pulling off to the side of the road, unfortunately. As we have David Yates with a massive moment. I hope Bose gets by. As we have Austin Johnson also trying to go around outside here. Quite able to do so, as you have both straight lines up here at Lacoons.
He was in third position, right?
Oh wait, we have a safety car out as well.
So what? Oh no.
Dear me, that's not good.
It's... damn. Can't believe this.
I believe that's maybe that's why Jason pulled off. Yep, it will have been. That's really unfortunate. Oh well. Let's go for that again and have a bit of a breather. Oh well.
Jonatan,
Hmm?
the server settings are set to have safety car. Maybe we should...
Yeah. Let Jason know. I believe he's still on the server computer.
You were moved.
Okay, after a bit more sorting stuff out, hopefully we'll have it all sorted. So just letting the drivers know when we'll be moving over to the next session.
6:45. That's already in my clock. Okay.
So that they have the opportunity to quickly sort anything out that is missing.
Okay.
And hopefully this time around it'll be good to go. That's one of the unfortunate downsides with sim racing. Sometimes the settings doesn't quite want to work the way they should. Or you're missing a line somewhere, but anyway, very soon here we'll be good to go. Hopefully, anyway.
The fascinating life of administrating a league.
It certainly is.
Anyway, it's about to start, and I hope you all will have a good time that compensates a bit the delay.
With a bit of luck, we'll have a 16-car train for the lead here. We'll see, we still have one formation lap here, but let's quickly run through the grid once again so that we remember who's starting where. Austin Johnson took pole with a very impressive lap in warm-up, since there was a bit of a bug going on in qualifying. Second for David Jakes, and third for Yves Placet, our Can-Am Championship leader. Johan Bors lines up fourth in the very suitable Belgian-driven number 14 Jaguar. Fifth for Matthias Weber and sixth for Jason Whiting. Seventh for Martin Lassina and eighth for Steve Parker. Ninth for Michal Janak and 10th is Peter Lavach. 11th for Mick Chapman and 12th for Dave Miller. 14th for Jason White and 13th for Jason White and 14th for Gerard Rion. 15th for Bruno Chacon, and rounding out the grid is Raoul Jereb, one of our two drivers with the pop-up headlamps in action.
And even this formation lap is going to make the drivers not happy at all, because tire degradation being that big, even this lap will count in that regard to make the car a bit more undrivable.
Indeed, and I heard the drivers talk about these Jaguars having massive amount of weight in the rear of them, and that being one of the main reasons it's very difficult to drive the cars after about lap 6 or 7. Which is why post lap 7 we'll probably see a lot of sideways action, a lot of close moments.
If not many accidents.
That's also a possibility, but good thing is that there's quite a bit of space around Spa, so hopefully everyone will survive without too much trouble, as we are again coming to the bus stop chicane, and let's hope this start is where we'll get going and have a good race going on. So we'll try to get through chicane without too much trouble. Hopefully everyone has done so. As we're now green flag and underway here at Spa. And this time Austin Johnson has a much better start. Jakes in second, Placé third. And the rest of the drivers coming through. Oh, and we have a spin for Johan Boss. That's unfortunate for him, as we have Raoul Jerev and Chacon a bit behind the rest of the drivers. Oh, and Austin hanging it out massively over Rouge.
Jason White, Martin Latina in parallel to Rouge. That was a hairy moment. Here comes Steve Parker. Whoa! Always locked. Yeah, it's so difficult to break Martin Latina.
And of course, here at Lecumbe it cuts back on itself, so even trickier to make a pass. But looking up the inside again is Parker on Lassina and Lavage on Parker. Now we have another fight a bit further behind. Let's actually jump on board here with Jason Whited under attack from Michal Janak.
Oh, Jason White's in the pits.
Dear me. Well, I did notice on the formation lab he was having trouble, so maybe
it's because of the pack coming and he had to pit for fuel.
Possibly, but that's very unfortunate if it is.
Austin Johnson in the lead, David Jacks following. He's Placé third. And Matthias Weber. No, fourth. Next up is Martin Lassina in fifth, Steve Parker, Peter Lava, Jason Whitey, Michal Janak, Mick Chapman, Dave Miller, and, well, it just got past. Juha Bosses now there. And next up is Gerard Rion. 13th position for him, Raoul Jerev, followed by Bruno Chacon, and then Jason White after his pit stop.
So you're probably right, that was for fuel, but that's very unfortunate for him, considering he'll be on his own for quite a few laps here. But hopefully he'll have fun anyway, because we have one lap in the books.
Qualifying fuel. And it's a pity for him that he had so little fuel for qualifying, because otherwise he could have benefited a lot from the fresh tires.
Certainly, as Johan Boss looks up the inside of Dave Miller going into La Source. Looks like he'll take that position. Let's see, it looked like he was on the attack against Chapman as well, but not quite.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're quicker, but you have a spin at the beginning of the race, and then you have to recover all positions. And I think that's the reason why the promoters in the dirt tracks and for the mid-jets in the United States had that, well, they usually made the people race in inverse order to how they qualified, forcing the quicker guys to overtake all the rest of the field. So everything done for the spectacle.
Unfortunately,
so Rion is out. What happened there? Raoul Jerev as well?
Wow. Didn't actually catch that, but let's see if we can... Possibly... No, I can't get that on replay, I'm afraid.
I have it now. So he's... Oh, he hit the hairpin.
Oh.
No, wait a moment. Still in track, that must be in bit black. What's up there? Eau Rouge. Oh yeah, he hit the wall at Eau Rouge.
I'd assume Jerev had nowhere to go.
Yep. So David Jacks now getting a bit closer to Austin Johnson.
As Whited runs wide as well in his fight with Lavage and Lassina. We're talking about Austin Johnson and Jakes. Let's jump on board here and have a look.
He's now a bit closer, half a second behind. Which I guess is because Austin is trying to conserve the tires, and probably David Jacks just wants to push him so that he has to force those tires a bit more and, well, try to give himself a chance to dice it towards the end of the race. I mean, if he sees that Austin is controlling the pace, then he knows he's comfortable with that, he's not pushing the tires, and therefore I guess that David Jacks just won't seem to have the same tire degradation as anybody. But now the difference is up to 1.3. It's good because of the sectors, because visually the difference seems to be much far.
I apologize for that, just trying to make it a bit cleaner on the sound. But it definitely looks like this is one of the... well, we actually have a much closer situation still, a bit further behind. Still, Janak has a loose moment and spins just ahead of Jaguar. Loses one, possibly two positions, three positions Michael Janak has lost. Dave Miller is one of those taking advantage, as has Mick Chapman done. Still, he's invited and Peter Lavac has swapped positions since we last saw them.
It's interesting how it is a bit contradictory what happens in this race. I mean, you only have 12 laps as a total, which means it's actually a quite short race. But then again, the key here is patience, because the tires are going to last only, like you said, 7 or 8 laps. So the interesting thing is that you have a very short race, and yet you have to be patient. And everything is going to somehow fast forward towards the end of the race, because at that point we will see who has more tire degradation and isn't unable to get the car on track or to defend his position. Whereas those who have been more patient and more clever have been holding till the end of the race, they will probably have the best chance to suddenly jump even 4 or 5 positions in a row.
Indeed, and when it comes to looking after the tires, I would put it past Yves Placet to have something to say. Also Steve Parker, being one of our better drivers in heavy cars. It's opened up.
The difference is now up to 1.2 seconds between Austin Johnson and David Jacks, again in the same sector, and I guess that's also because of how it's timed. Now it will harden a bit.
Indeed.
Yeah, they're visually clearly much closer than 1.2 seconds. Just because of how that does timing.
Yep. And in the meantime,
anyways, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Jaguar is looking for a move around outside again, this time on Peter Lavac. Peter outbrakes him down inside. Let's see if they can make the turns. They can. So Peter holds on for now, but that definitely was very close to Juha getting past and up into 8th. Both of them are really late on the brakes into Rivage. Really get sideways. And finally, this is a circuit where I get used for my French R's, so to speak. Also, Janak and Miller are fairly close together, so let's have a quick look at this. For 11th and 12th, with Chapman just a little bit up ahead. Whereas Michael is really deep. To that, Now it's Stavelo again, really late on the brakes. Simply his driving style, but it's always somewhat scary to watch. As you can see in the bottom left, David Yates has done the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, that's quite close to what he did in qualifying, so not that he seems to be holding too much on what he can do. In the case of Austin, he has been tremendously regular, 2.33.5 or thereabouts. So he's certainly pacing himself, regardless of what the people behind are doing.
Dearie me, that's close. Johan Bols tried to get past Lauert, and I think he was partly past going into La Source, but then he tried to muscle his way up on the inside in the left of Rouge. I honestly thought they would have an off then, but both of them survived to fight for another lap.
And I guess if you have fallen back and have lost almost any chance at the podium, then you might as well have fun with a good driver as Peter Lavak.
Of course.
Whatever it lasts.
It looks like David Yates has made a mistake this lap. He's dropped back from Austin Johnson by almost a second, and his place is right up under his rear wing here. Relatively speaking, considering Spa is quite a long track. And Weber and Lacina a bit further back. Whited, so Parker and Whited has made a slight mistake letting Lacina passed, I think, although Lacina may have passed earlier. I sort of have lost traction of some of the drivers. Where's Whited? Is nicely held, my friend. What a slide, what a drift. Completely crossed up through Blanchimont, but is able to hold on and not drop more than maybe 2/10 from Parker by the looks of things.
And here you see a quite funny effect of driving this kind of races with everybody on the same car and almost no setup options. And if you look at the field, almost everybody is paired with someone else. And what happens here is that if you equalize the cars, what you actually get is that people just can differentiate themselves by driving level, and we have many people here that are...
Oh dear, they survive again, too wide through Rouge.
Yeah.
Between Lavach and Bols.
David Jacks paired with Yves Placé. Then you have Matthias Weber with Martin Lacina.
Dave!
And Lavak with Bols.
Unfortunately, Dave just hit the wall up at Vanillon, but looks like he'll at least for now be able to keep going, although his car looks to be crabbing just a little bit, but hopefully his pit crew will be able to repair that, getting back in the race. As you say, pardon me, as you say, the field is pretty much in pass, give or take a second or two in front or behind.
We even have a pair of did not finish.
Indeed. Although I'm not sure that's a good pairing, but David Yates is hanging it out there.
Michel Janak with Mick Chapman also. There he is.
Always both of them are really late into Stabilo. Both of them survive, so...
Whoa! Out-tracks caution for Dave Miller. I guess the car is quite damaged.
Yeah, looked like Dave's car was crabbing, so... probably a track rod damaged in that crash up at Radium.
I think I see the icon there is heading for the pits.
Certainly wouldn't surprise me. That's a very quick part of the track to go off. As we can see here, a fantastic camera angle on the side of the car, really showing the suspension and partly the tires work. As Janak again is trying to catch up to Chapman and have a go at him again. You can see Steve Parker really crossed up. That's what's whited behind him, so none of them gain any. Oh, it's Matthias Weber is all over the place on the braking for Lecombe. Looks like he just about is able to hold on, but loses the position to Martin Masino. As we are now on lap 8, so this is where the business end is, with the tyres starting to wear.
Okay, good move by Dave Miller. He just went through the escape road on the bus stop. Very clever to remove himself out of the coming cars. Now he's in the pit for repairs.
Good job.
So meanwhile, Austin Johnson has put 2 seconds already on David Jacks, who is, well, no longer that much pressed by Yves Placé, but anyway, Yves still has him well in his crosshair. So let's see how this pans out.
It's definitely still all to play for, as is the fights 4th, 6th, 7th and 8th, 9th. As whited all out with the rear end going.
Yeah, Martin Losina also.
Yes, yes, great to watch. It was Lavac is really sideways as well, so there's fights for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, 11th. All in pairs.
We're at lap 8, and at this point it has clearly become the Intercontinental Jaguar Ice Race instead of a normal World Tour Challenge.
Indeed, as Lavac is looking for a good run coming through Blanchimont, but Boss is able to hold on. Let's see if he can get it stopped. Not quite. Boss cutting the bus stop chicane.
Probably got a warning there.
And it looks like Lavac has a slightly better run. Not sure he's close enough to go for the move though, but he could have a run coming up here. Definitely tries for it. Not quite able to make it work. Let's look up ahead. It's again there as well. Oops, my apologies, wrong button. As we have David Yates and Yves Placé really close to one another as well.
He made it really fast there through Eau Rouge. He used till the last available inch of the track. Probably showboating for Peter Lavac, letting him know that it will not be easy at all to overtake him. Whoa!
Oh dear me. Well, he shouldn't have done that.
Excess in optimism.
Indeed. He should at least drop the time he gained. Maybe even the position right there. But
so, Mick Chapman and Michel Janak are now side by side. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay. Let's see if Chapman can hold on the inside. And like trying to outbrake him around outside. Oh, he does it. Nice pass. Good job by both of them to keep that contact free by the looks of things. Where Chapman is looking for a run. late on the brakes. Janak sort of parks the bus. I believe Chapman has a bit of a run. Chapman covers the middle of the track.
And Labak is also making Juha's life difficult at this point.
Yes, indeed.
Two very nice fights we have right now.
Several good fights. It's just unfortunate that they are all a few seconds apart, so we can't cover it by just following one of them.
Coming now to Bastard Chicane, Juha protects the inside.
And gets a really good run as well.
This is one of those situations where you are on one hand happy to be in front, and on the other hand quite annoyed to be under such pressure.
Certainly.
Let's see what happens now at Rouge. I guess that when you get in the briefing the number of laps that you are going to have to do in the race, the first thing you do is look at Rouge and say, oh my god, 12 times to be there. And then, oh, there. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nicely held, Peter.
Wow. Has given you a bit of relief. Unlike Michal Janak. Oh, but Mick Chapman, who is behind, he just got a drive-through penalty, and I guess that's because of having cut corners in several points. As people are getting more tired, degradation, they don't have as much control of the cars, and the result is obviously that they are missing apex points and turn entries and exits, and the race control is handing them penalties for cutting the track.
Indeed. I just noticed that there's a big slide going on for Jason White, so let's jump on board with him and watch him at work. Obviously the rotation probably isn't quite as low as what it is in the camera we have, but we can definitely see him working the wheel quite hard. Just trying to keep the car on track. And to have to fight for position at the same time is definitely not easy. As we can see Park even more crossed up ahead. This is great fun to watch this kind of stuff.
Yeah, at this point they are steering more with the throttle than with the steering wheel. Steering wheel basically gets the car pointed in one direction, and then you use the throttle just to go more to the left or to the right, as if you were in a motorbike.
Indeed, and we can see here that White is definitely closing up on Steve. Jason made a slight mistake in the bus stop, as we have, I believe, 2 laps to go.
Actually one?
One only, wow.
We're in the 11th lap in case of the wheel.
On another drive-through for Mick Chapman. So let's see, it's about 3 seconds up front, but then it's very close between. As White is really crossed up, holds on to it through Rouge for the final time. And Yves Placé looking up the inside, going into Rivage on David Yakes. David leaving a bit of room on the inside just in case Yves actually went for it, but holds on for now. Has a bit of a compromised run, but both of them use too much on the inside and loses time.
Okay, no, sorry, I think Austin is in his 10th lap now, but the game indicates something different on the top 11 of 12, but then it says Austin Johnson 10 laps. I think yes, there are 2 to go now.
Okay.
I mean, when he crosses the finish line now, there will be 1 lap left.
Okay.
So Yves had been clearly saving tires and is now launching his attack on David Jacks.
That definitely looks like it.
And that's what...
David.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Locked up as well. Just about makes it through the bus stop. He's sideways on the throttle trying to...
Coming to Irving now. Hard on the brakes. Looking down now. Oh, Rouge. Last time you will be tortured going through it.
And Austin survives. No histrionics by the looks of things. Here comes David Yates and his Placé. They too survive. And then there's quite a bit of gap to the next set of cars.
Oh, a spinner there. Dave Miller, I guess.
Well, he has quite a bit of damage, so that's understandable. Here comes Martin Lassina in 4th. 5th for Matthias Web. Sorry, oh, that was a lapped car, so that was Martin Lassina. Matthias Weber now, Parker. Oh, Miller with another spin at Rouge, unfortunately, but everyone is able to avoid him, as he looked like he flashed sorry to anyone he may have impaired.
And Yves now going for it. Giving as much as he can. These are his last opportunities to try to put some pressure on David Jackson, force him into an error.
Jake's wide. But cool. That's a good runoff. Placé following right in the tire marks of David going into that right-left combination, who runs a bit wide on the exit though. To open up the run. Oh, as David makes a mistake, may have lost a bit of momentum. He could have a chance coming off Blanchimont here. David does a good job, doesn't lose too much time with Blanchimont. We're still going for it, looks for the outside for a good run coming off. But here comes Austin Johnson and takes the win with a really good drive. David Yates just holds on for 2nd, 3rd for Just Placé, who seems to have enjoyed that fight. Here
and Juha Boss now on 8th position, trying to get Jason Whited 7th position, and he almost was able to get it there, but Whited was able to catch that slide.
Oh, still a bit of an opportunity here.
There. Oh, oh, oh.
Wow, Whited really having to work.
That's going to be hard there. I don't think he gets it, but man, did he make him sweat for it.
Oh, definitely. As we had, let's see, Martin Lassina 4th, 5th for Matthias Weber, 6th Steve Parker, 7th Jason Whited, just ahead of Joa Boss. Lavac 9th, Michal Janak just coming across the line now in 10th. And 11th will be Mick Chapman with his unfortunate drive-throughs, as he just now picks up another one, having to shortcut the bus stop again, as he heads into the pits to try and serve at least one, if not all of his drive-throughs. As Bruno Chacon, I believe, will have crossed the finish line to finish. Jason Whited gets 13th, just behind Chacon in 12th. And 14th and last of our runners will be Dave Miller. And we unfortunately have 2 retirees fairly early on in the race, in the form of Gerard Rion and Raoul Yareb. Yeah, wow, what a race that became. Some really close
Very
racing.
Intense.
My apologies, Bruno hasn't actually finished his final lap yet. I just noticed, so let's give him a bit of screen time. Since he didn't get much during the race due to the action being elsewhere on the track.
And so we can have another close-up look. It's a beautiful car, the Jaguar XJR 15, which was modeled by HSO Ben Paulet, and then Richard Welks made the physics for it, and the sound, we used sounds from a true Jaguar engine, creating this awesome combination.
That's certainly very true. Even though I don't drive them well, it's always a good bit of fun jumping into these cars and flinging them about a little bit. Very easily drifting.
Yeah, I think it's Austin Johnson, the only one that drives them well. Reminds me what they used to say about soccer many years ago. Do you remember that? Soccer is a game invented by the British, played by everyone, and won by Germans.
Yeah.
So in this case, that's what happens here with this mod. Finally won by Austin Johnson.
Indeed.
Anyways, it was a fun race to watch, quite intense. Me, I have to go now, but hope you all enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for joining me, Alberto, and good to hear you enjoyed yourselves, and hopefully we'll meet up again for the Can-Am race.
Yeah, for sure. See you next one. Bye bye, everyone.
User disconnected from your channel.
So that's Austin Johnson, Austin Johnson. Alberto Ibañez leaving us in the broadcast booth. While we wait to see if anyone else will join us for a post-race chat, let's quickly have a look at what is coming up for us here at HSO once again, with the Timaru Trophy from the track of Timaru in New Zealand. Is the host for our next 1985 New Zealand Touring Car Championship race. Round 3 of 6 ran on October 24th, this coming Wednesday. Start time 2000 CE ST, I think it still is, but only just. But anyway, Paris time, and there's one car available, a Holden Commodore VK, very nice car to drive in my opinion, but then again, I like power cars. But hopefully someone will be able to pick that up and have a bit of fun with us. And also, we have next Sunday the final round of the Can-Ams, the 1971 Can-Am Championship, from Riverside, the now defunct circuit, but brought back to life in Simracing, and it's a fantastic track to drive. I'm almost sorry I won't be driving myself, but it's always good fun to commentate on the Can-Ams, and of course, the championship is still up for grabs here, with Yves Placer leading it, but David Saber not that far behind, so anything can certainly happen there. Start time 2000 Paris time. I believe the race itself will start at 2100 hours. Same for the New Zealand Touring Car Championship race. But yeah, looks like we won't have anyone joining us for a post-race chat, so from us here at HSO, with me and Alberto in the broadcast booth, thank you very much for joining us and watching this event, and hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. Also, thank you to everyone who joined up for this race and providing some good fun to watch, and of course Jason, our admin Jason White, for hosting the event. And also our apologies for the hiccups that occurred, but it's what can happen in sim racing sometimes, as in real racing, with different things causing trouble. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you tune in on Wednesday for the New Zealand Touring Car Championship, and if not then, for the Can-Ams next Sunday. But until then, take care and good night.